I've been living with lupus for 30 years. When I was diagnosed with MS and osteoarthritis, I realized pushing myself causes my collapse. I am not here to inspire you or to fix you. This video is not about motivation, not theory, not advice, just lived experience. It's about mindset, about what helps me get through real days, real difficulties, real flares. People see me functioning, but they don't see what it costs. They don't see the calculations, the pacing, the constant adaptation to get to where I am at that moment, and what happens at the end of the day. When I'm in a flare, everything slows down. If you live with chronic illness, you probably recognize this. One of the most important things I've learned is that adaptation is not weakness, it's strategy. I used to think resilience meant pushing through. Resilience means I adjust and adapt before I crash. It looks like problem solving. I stopped asking, what is wrong with me? I ask instead, what helps me today? Thinking what is possible today, not what I should be able to do based on what I used to be able to do. That question, along with my mindset shift, changed everything. And some days, resilience does not look like progress, not like I used to gauge my progress. Some days it looks like stopping, not finishing the project or the thing that I had started to do that day. Some days I have to let surviving through a day be enough, even if nothing got done. Just making it through the day is the win, and that is my way of thriving. If all you did today was get through it, that absolutely counts. I've stopped separating my symptoms from my diagnosis because it doesn't matter. I don't ask, is this lupus? Is this MS? Is this osteoarthritis? Realizing that my body's imperfect, I'm imperfect, that is when resilience stopped being about how much I could tolerate and became about how wisely I could respond. I just have to come up with solutions to adapt and change how I do something, regardless of where it comes from. Over time, I've realized that I've built something. This is my toolkit, and this is how I use it. My toolkit includes things like my mindset, an adaptation, and support. I don't need inspiration to keep going. I don't need motivation. I need systems, tools, and permission. Not permission from my doctors, not from my family or friends, but permission from and for myself. Motivation is loud, busy, always moving. Mindset is quiet, reflective, decisive. All of these things I have now in my toolkit, and when I use them correctly, I am happy and I am thriving. Thriving in the way that my body allows me to thrive. I want you to think about this as I go through this list. I use a walker, I use counters, furniture, systems that I built into my day. They're not failure, neither are tools, they're strategy. And these are how I can stay engaged with my life. And this is how I win. This is how I'm succeeding. Using my walker, leaning on counters or walls, setting things up so I don't have to make 10 trips, those are not signs of giving up. They're signs of how I keep going, and as support has always been part of my life. I didn't suddenly learn to accept help because I've always had it. That does not make me weaker. It is one of the reasons I'm still here and that I'm still functioning. What has changed over time is not that I had to learn how to accept help. That may be your story, in which case I encourage you to accept it, to allow other people to help you, to allow other people to give you what you need to start living better for yourself in your current circumstances. But what changed for me was planning around my energy instead of pushing past it. If you plan ahead for days when you know you're not going to be able to cook, all you have to do is pull that meal out, heat it up, and you're good to go. Needing support does not disqualify your strength. Remember, you're in a different place right now than you used to be, and that's okay. That is fine. I've stopped comparing to my old self because my new self is not the same as my old self was. So I don't explain things anymore. I changed how I show up, how often I show up, and the way in which I show up. I've stopped being strong for other people and their lives and what they are not my responsibility. Permission I give myself is if I run out of steam, I'm done. I don't see that as failure anymore. All it is information. All it is marking what I can and cannot do. Most days, that's enough. Rest is powerful, and I've learned that it gives back to you. When you think about it that way, it becomes a very powerful part of your life. You don't need to earn the rest that you decide to take anytime. You are allowed to adapt and to change to honor your current circumstances. I thought independence meant doing everything by myself and for myself. Discipline and determination do not mean forcing myself through pain anymore. Chronic illness changed the rules. Independence means choosing effort that's sustainable. Energy is a limited resource for me, so I don't waste time proving anything anymore. Instead, I conserve it and I direct it and I use it where it really matters. It lets me stay present. It lets me live inside the limits I have and without giving up. It's about staying connected to your life. You don't have to feel strong to keep going. I had to figure this all out because it didn't just come naturally. It didn't just shift all of a sudden. I had to think about it, and I'm still learning it. My body is always changing, whether it's a positive change or a more difficult change. It doesn't matter. I can change with it. And if I shift with it, I'm just continuing to move forward and adapting what I need to adapt so that I can still live my life.